huge, actually. First, the fact that it was such a sudden death, and the president was killed along with his foreign minister in a helicopter crash on the borders of Iran and Azerbaijan on Sunday. This came just hours after President Raisi inaugurated a dam with his Azerbaijani counterpart. The death in itself will be investigated, because at a presidential level, a death of this kind is always a matter of question, whether it was an accident or whether it was by design. We have to remember that there were apparently 3 helicopters in the presidential convoy. 2 of them went back safely. The third one, which had President Raisi in it, went down on the mountainside. And from what we heard early this morning, there was no signs of life at the crash site. His death will be the start of a fairly difficult political process inside Iran. First, they will have to elect a new president within 50 days. The vice president at this point, Mujtaba Mokhbar, is probably going to officiate as president for the time being, until the Assembly of Experts elects a new president. The death of President Raisi is not merely the death of a president of Iran. He was also in line as successor to the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. In fact, from all accounts in Iran, there are 2 claimants to that particular position. One is Mujtaba Khamenei, who's Ali Khamenei's son, and the other is Ebrahim Raisi. Both part of the hardliner factions, but the question will then be whether Ali Khamenei's son is a shoo-in for the post of the supreme leader. If that happens, the questions that Iranians are already raising is, if this is going to be a dynasty, how different is it? Is it a dynasty of Ayatollahs, or how different is it from the Shahs, which was overthrown because of dynastic rule? So that's a question. The death comes in the middle of a lot of political and economic uncertainty in Iran. The Iranian economy has been struggling for some time. The fact that Iran is deeply involved in the war, in the current conflicts in the region, have had an impact on its economy. The sanctions that have been placed on Iran by the US and the West, both the nuclear sanctions and the energy sanctions, have had their own effect on the Iranian economy. The population is restive. Please remember that there were brutal crackdowns on protests regarding women wearing the hijab for the last couple of years in Iran. That has created a kind of political uncertainty. And last but not the least, Iran has just gone through a security nightmare. Iran is not only in a conflict situation with Israel, it is also in a quasi-conflict situation with ISIS in the region. The Jandullah, which is the Salafi Baloch terror group operating in Sistan, Balochistan. Iran had an exchange of missiles with Pakistan earlier this year in February. Of course, it had a very big exchange of missiles and drones with Israel last month. All of this puts Iran in a very precarious position at this point. The death of the president cannot be good news.